Everybody, welcome to the School Sucks series. That is the tentative title at the moment. It's a little rude, but we're going with it. So, here I have my co-host, Producer Brooke, to give you a quick introduction to what this series will be in case you are a new viewer.
Hello, I am Producer Brooke. This series is where we talk about how school sucks. Yes, it is kind of a mean name, but, it's the least that school deserves, so... This is where we talk about issues, and we have bad gameplay in the background. Because, it's just what we're gonna do.
I'm actually better at video games than her.
Yeah, well, you're like 5 years older than me or something, so.
Not accurate, but okay. So today we're going to be talking about a little thing called creativity. It's a foreign word if you ask a administrator or principal. I am aware. However, it actually does exist, believe it or not, and you are born with it. You are born with a natural creativity, if you can believe such things, and then it is stamped out of you by the school system, which has monopolized and utterly controls your childhood. It's not a good thing.
Yep, nope, it's not. So, we're going to talk about how it's pretty bad.
You are very professional.
I know.
Okay, so let's run through this a little bit here. So, it's the first day of kindergarten, right? Your little Johnny's walking along, happy, excited to go to school, maybe crying. It's possible both. Meeting his teacher, meeting his 5-year-old fellow boys and girls in the school system that he's going to be spending 12 miserable years with. And he's excited, right? It's going to be a good time.
He's excited to learn stuff.
And maybe he enjoys kindergarten. A lot of people do enjoy kindergarten. I actually enjoyed most of kindergarten. I don't know if you did, Producer Brooke, because you had a pretty terrible teacher. But
did I? No, I didn't.
Maybe not.
You had the bad teacher.
Well, she was easy. She was really easy.
Yeah.
Okay, she wasn't terrible, but she was very easy.
I don't remember much about kindergarten, to be honest.
Well, no one does. But I remember that my teacher was decent. Okay. First grade, Johnny's still going along. He's not fed up with it yet, but he's like a little less excited, right? It's like, okay, first grade, we're getting into this. It's not really the biggest deal anymore. So first grade, right? Maybe he gets a good teacher, a bad one. It's possible, but it's possible some teachers are good, some teachers are bad. If you're doing multiple teachers, which you probably are.
I mean, I don't know about that. There's not that many teachers in first grade. I had 2, JV.
Oh yeah, well, like art and like library or tech.
Oh yeah, I guess.
So, we got all these teachers. Some are good, some are bad. But you're not really self-aware yet. You don't really know these things. So it's an okay time.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, we both had pretty difficult first grade teachers.
Well, she was decent. But,
maybe a little strict.
Anyway, second grade is where things usually start going downhill. Second and third grade. When you're really into this, you're like, gee, I got 10 more years of this crap. And your creativity is just being stamped out of you with assignment after assignment on subjects you don't really care about, you don't really necessarily know about, but you're expected to fill out paper after paper. It's just busy work. You start getting binders, putting hundreds of papers in them.
I'm sure I thought this before, but this is my first memory of thinking, I don't want to go to school today. I hate this. Please, no.
Whoa, second grade?
Yes.
Me too, actually. Yeah, me too. I did not like...
I would like to stay home and sleep.
By second grade, I was not a fan. And then some people hang on for a little longer. Then third grade comes and pretty much everyone is pretty done with it already.
I had the one friend in third grade who was like, school's good, but I don't think they're like that anymore.
Yeah, probably not. So it usually takes about 3 or 4 years to stump that creativity out of you, baby.
That want to learn, that...
Yeah, because you were born wanting to amass information, just probably in your own way. I mean, that's why as a 1-year-old, you were turning on the stove and making the parents angry, or
well, that's also because you had no fears at that time, but yes.
Yeah, that's actually very true. But, yeah, you're just messing with stuff. So basically... it's a good time until you go to school and that gets stumped out of you. You don't like reading anymore. You don't like math. You don't like looking, or you don't like exploring. You don't like any of this stuff before. You just become basically a zombie, a living zombie. A little oxymoronic there, but the school system basically beats you to a pulp with their busy work, with their binders and binders of papers, and it's a tragic system that has ruined so many. I mean, I know personally many people whose lives it has basically ruined or seriously damaged. It's probably done a lot of damage to my life in certain ways, and everyone's life that goes through the thing. Because nobody is immune to the school system. I don't care how good you think your school is. I don't care how much you think supposedly enjoy it. Nobody is immune to its effects because it was meant to be bad. It was not meant to educate you. It was meant to destroy the creativity, and that's the worst part of it. Is it's not even some horrible accident. It's deliberate. It's crucial to the very framework of the school system that you do not get an education.
But let's talk more about how this happens over time. I wanted today to talk about just how the system, the structure of the system, how it makes you conform to whatever they want you to do. You know, you have your 7 hours of school a day, and everyone does the same thing. You have different classes, but everyone goes to different classes at the same time. You have a select number of different classes you can choose from, and then you always have to do the four main ones. You know, social studies, science, math, and language arts. So you really get no creativity over what you do, what you want to learn, until later high school, which is not good.
Yeah, and even then, it can be very limited. Now, sometimes there's certainly extracurricular activities that can be good, and that's the closest thing we have to an actual, like, I guess, play, which it's kind of a weird way to put it, but actual play instead of this formal junk with a coach and with teams. You know, that you didn't used to be that way. You didn't used to be driving all over the state or your collection of states to get to sports games. It was quite different. You played with the neighborhood, and that might be the closest thing we have to it now is extracurricular activities in school, and that's certainly good. But what you see when you're in school is just an absolute lack of choice, an absolute lack of anything to do. It's the one right way to get an education. School treats education like there's one right way to do it, and anything else is just hearsay, or it's not worth anything.
I'll give you an example of schools really limiting your creativity. Music. So, you probably remember in your elementary school, or you don't, you could start band or strings. Alright, and there was also a limited number of instruments you could study, but that's fine. At least you're getting a musical education. For me, I did strings for a few years, and it was 1 hour a week in elementary school, and that up to like 2 hours a week in middle school. I don't do it anymore, but yeah, so that's completely not enough time and bad. Also, in elementary school, your strings or band classes coincided with school times, so you are punished for wanting to get a musical education. It's like, well, here you go, here's your makeup work.
Very true. A lot of people think that playing an instrument doesn't really do anything for you, but it's actually not true. Playing a musical instrument is actually very good for you, and they basically make it cost something. They make it cost. You know, maybe you have to stay after for math a certain day, or you have to retake a test because you weren't there for learning the material. I remember when I played trombone for a little while a long time ago. I missed basically how to do division. I missed that. And that was part of the reason I dropped doing it. So, it's just you're punished quite a bit actually for even wanting to play an instrument, which is very good for you.
Many people learn an instrument young, but they practice it for more than one hour a week or 2 or 3 hours a week. You need to like it, and it needs to not make you upset that you're doing it.
Very true. And we're kind of running out of time here, but if I may add quickly, so it's very complicated the way they do assigned seats. That's all very, very complicated subjects. So in some cases it's absolutely ridiculous. You know, lunch, you give it assigned seats for lunch. I don't know if you want to tell that story, Producer Brooke. We're at 9:30 there. So.
I don't care. I'm telling it. You can click off if you want, but I'm telling it.
Okay.
So there was a few years ago, in middle school. JB here is a year ahead of me, and his class did not have assigned seating in lunch. Mine did, and everyone would talk about how our grade is awful in assigned seating. So really making us feel good about ourselves there. But assigned seating in general, just stupid during lunch. It's absolutely ridiculous because lunch is the time when you get to talk to your when you get to talk to your friends. If you ask anyone or most people, very large majority of people, best part of school, talking with your friends. Best class of school, lunch.
Not exactly a class, but yeah, that's probably what they'd say.
So you just take away any joy that you would get from any part of the school day. So good on you.
Yay. Now, it's a little more complicated in regular class because if you're just next to your friends and you're talking to them during class, you're not gonna quote unquote learn anything. But you should be next to your friends, ideally, because purely teaching in this sense of a teacher standing at the billboard telling you what to think, shouldn't be what an education is. So, in a way, you do need assigned seats for regular class, even though you shouldn't. But it is necessary for this whole house of cards to function. That is the school system. So that's a little complicated there. But anyway, I think we're gonna end it, right?
Yeah. Just think about how you've been limited. And share your experiences in the comments. Be nice to see.
Try and regain your creativity.
Yes.
It's very important to have.
Learn about things you enjoy.
Yes. Follow your passion.
Yes.
Except for getting a job necessarily. But anyway, if you did like that video, please do like and subscribe. I don't know if we're gonna be putting this on the regular podcast platforms. We'll have to see. But yeah, share the video. That's the most important thing you can do. If you want to leave a comment, that'd be great. Our email is jbsillshow@gmail.com if you have any questions. And I think that's it. So until next time, I've been your host, JB.
And I'm your producer, Brooke.
And we are signing off.